I was living a satisfying life. I went to parties, concerts, exhibitions and various arts performances, traveled and did a lot of sports, but all this was meant to change. One day I woke up with a blurred vision. I blinked several times to get rid of the film, but it wouldn't vanish. What happened to my eyes? I cannot see my fingers properly. Not mentioning the things around me. My legs, I can hardly see my toes. Let's let some light in. Outside it doesn't seem any better. It all seems so far away. I can't estimate any distance. Maybe I'm still a bit drunk from yesterday. Let's go back to bed and rest a bit more. Since it didn't get any better, I decided to take a relaxing bath. But where's my soap? Yeah, that's the lightest one. Is there actually anything coming out? Hello? Ah, there you go. There's a bit left inside, I think. So that's enough. Okay, my towel. I left it on the radiator. Good, let's make some breakfast in the meantime. Jesus, everything looks the same. Is this a banana? Feels like. That must be the apple then. And some grapes. That's it. Wait, where's the coffee powder? Have I left it outside? Yeah, that must be it, or... Yeah, that's it. When making breakfast, I almost cut my finger. That was the point when I decided to go to the doctor. But first, a nice bath. Maybe I'm just stressed out and need to relax a bit more. Why am I trying to fool myself? I can't even see the details of the sponge. At my GP, I realized that my left eye was more affected than the other. He referred me to an eye doctor who found it was a visual nerve-related disease rather than an eye muscle weakness. So I was further referred to a neurologist. He did a plenty of tests over several weeks, and I felt like there was no progress at all. In the meantime, my right eye's vision became just as bad as the others. I had no clue what was going on or how to stop it. However, I didn't want to accept my condition, and I just wanted to live my life like I did before. So I went running. My running route leads through a beautiful park with small little lakes, wide open fields, and all kinds of trees, bushes and animals, which I usually enjoy a lot. Not on that day though, because I actually had to entirely focus on the street. After some time, I gave up before I would fall, and just walked to one of those little lakes and observed swans or whatever those white figures in the water were. Still no results from the doctor. My vision constantly deteriorated, and all of a sudden a blind spot appeared in the middle of my sight. It was now even harder to recognize objects, especially on the street. People just park their bikes in the middle of the pathway. What's wrong with them? At night it was almost impossible to find my way. I could only orientate myself by counting the street lights, which were basically the only thing I could see anyways. I was referred to a different specialist at the other end of the city. Public transportation had become a real nightmare for me. So, where do I need to go? Oh dear, I have to change too. Whatever, let's go. I'm glad they have that special flooring for blind people, otherwise I might easily fall in front of a train. It took me ages, but I managed to get on the final train to my doctor. I'm glad nobody's offering me a seat. That means they don't notice my vision issue, and they shouldn't. It's pretty annoying though that I can't check my messages on my phone. Finally, my doctor found out the problem about my vision. After almost 2 months, several tests and different experts, they diagnosed LHON, short for Leber's hereditary optic neuropathy. He told me it was genetic and that there's no cure. I was shocked. My whole life passed by. The next few days I spent on my couch, basically doing nothing, and lived from food deliveries and frozen leftovers. At some point I decided to go for a walk. That always cheers me up. The smell of nature, fresh air. That really helped. But especially one cute dog that came running towards me and inspired me with its energy. So I went home and decided to try some housework, which wasn't that easy because I'm a perfectionist, so everything needs to be perfectly clean. I was more successful hanging up clothes, and that's quite important because if I hang them correctly, I don't need to iron them. Then I decided that I don't want to live from delivery services anymore. I love cooking too much. Since I didn't want to use the oven or stove or anything with which I could possibly burn myself, and my rice cooker's pretty safe, I decided to make sushi. Also because I could eat it with my hands. That means less cutlery to wash up. Although my vision further deteriorated, I dared to go out in public. I can't tell if it was true with certainty, but I permanently had the feeling of being watched. Not only on the bus, but in general. People would notice my disability. And that totally let me down again. I don't want to go through this. My vision will never come back. Soon I will be blind. How should I survive in this world without any help? I need to bring this to an end. There's no other way out. No. There must be a way out. I've never given up and I will not now. On Google search I found an aid organization for blind people offering courses for living with blindness. I decided to call them. The people there were really helpful and gave me new hope. I would learn how to manage life under my new circumstances. But they also told me that it is mandatory to tell my family about it. So I agreed to visit my parents. I wouldn't hide my disability anymore and learn to be open for help. There will always be someone for me. This is not the end.